Hi, hello. My name is Eric, not real Eric, and today I'm doing something Nintendo has never really wanted us to do. Use a full keyboard and mouse setup on the Nintendo Switch 2. That's right, not the Joy-Con 2 controllers using their mouse mode, no other gimmick controllers, just raw keyboard and mouse inputs being forcefully directed into the Nintendo Switch 2. And the wild part? It actually works. That being said, this isn't something the Nintendo Switch 2 can do natively. If you just plug in a keyboard and mouse into the console, it won't read them the same way an Xbox or a PlayStation system would. To actually get this working on the Nintendo Switch 2, you've got to force those keyboard and mouse inputs to emulate a standard controller, and that's exactly what the Titan 2 adapter is doing here. The Titan 2 adapter is a powerful device that lets you remap controllers, use macros, and even translate one console's controller to work on a different console. Over on the Console Tuner website, you'll see exactly what it's capable of. It's way more than just your simple adapter. Paired with the Titan 2 adapter is the G-Tuner 4 software. The G-Tuner 4 software allows me to remap my keyboard and mouse inputs so that they read like a Switch Pro controller. Setup is pretty straightforward. Output 1 will be going to your PC, while output 2 will be going to the console you're targeting, in this case, the Nintendo Switch 2. After creating these mappings in the G-Tuner 4 software, I can use the KMG capture mode in its settings, which basically forces the Switch 2 to read the keyboard and mouse like a controller plugged in. Go ahead and make sure that mouse and keyboard are checked on, then go ahead and press Enter Capture Mode. And we have connection. My computer's keyboard and mouse working as a controller on the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, let's go test the inputs to see if my remappings actually work. Now, let's test out some gameplay. Our first game to test out, Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey is a 3D platformer at its finest, and you'd think controlling Mario with the keyboard and mouse would feel awkward, but it's surprisingly very smooth. Camera control with the mouse can be a little bit finicky, but it actually makes exploring and lining up the jumps a little bit more immersive than on console. It almost feels like you're playing a PC platformer, which is something I never thought I'd say about Mario. In this video, I'm going to dedicate roughly 2 minutes of gameplay footage to each title. Next up, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Donkey Kong Bonanza is loaded with many different inputs. Rolling, punching, digging, whistling. I was concerned about losing the fluidity on the Nintendo Switch 2 controller, but with the right remaps, this works very well with keyboard and mouse. Having quick access to these actions on a keyboard feels very nice, and the mouse being used to punch and to move the camera feels very satisfying as well. For such a complex first-party title, it handles it much better than I expected.
Banana!
Up next, Metroid Prime Remastered. This one was a highlight. Playing a Metroid game on the Switch 2 with the keyboard and mouse basically turns it into a PC shooter. Aiming with the mouse feels exceptionally smooth, and it makes combat feel way more responsive than with the standard controller. It leaves me very excited for Metroid Prime 4 and its Joy-Con 2 mouse controls. Using the keyboard and mouse to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is definitely an experience. Honestly, it was chaotic and hilarious. Movement was clunky, but once I got used to the remapping placements, I could pull off all the attacks, specials, and smashes. It's definitely not something practical or competitive, but it is a fun proof of concept. Pikmin 4 was one of the most satisfying showcases. The mouse makes selecting and tossing the Pikmin feel incredibly precise, almost like you're playing an RTS on the PC, and as someone who was never a big fan of the genre on the PC, I get it now. Managing your squads, aiming, throwing, it all feels smoother than ever. And our last showcase of the video, Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World with the keyboard and mouse, surprisingly solid. Keyboard steering isn't as natural as a stick, but it is responsive enough to hold up. I am not a keyboard and mouse player by any means, so it was a little bit difficult for me to learn all the button remappings, but once I got it, it started to click. And there we have it. Keyboard and mouse controls fully working on the Nintendo Switch 2 with a little help from the Titan 2 adapter. Is it practical? Maybe not. But as a proof of concept, it's wild to see full PC-style controls running on Nintendo's newest system. But that's going to be all from me today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Eric, not Real Eric. Stay real, stay safe, stay you. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter, and we'll catch you in the next one.